What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to episode 3 of the weekly reviews. And before I get anything started, like I say in every video, I do not have women's figures, which is why the women's figures part of Raw is not in the setup. It is only the men. Just wanted to get that out of the way. And now, let's get into the weekly setup for Monday Night Raw. Starting out over here, Randy Orton has now got this weird mask on his face. Now, it doesn't look like this. It's like a white mask with like eye holes, nose holes, and a mouth hole. But I don't have anything like that, so I just put a little hood over him to cover up his face. Because obviously, Alexa Bliss threw a freaking fireball at him last week. So now he is covering up his face. Over here, we have got the Hurt Business fighting with each other. Don't know why WWE thinks, or Vince McMahon thinks, that every single time he's a good tag team, he needs to break them up. These are the current Raw Tag Team Champions. And other than Retribution, the New Day, and the Lucha House Party, there is no real tag teams on WWE, on Raw, and the Hurt Business, obviously. And there's no other real tag teams, and they're already trying to break them up after they just formed like less than a year ago, which is really stupid. But they were arguing, Cedric Alexander tagged himself in on Shelton Benjamin, like he always does, and then Bobby Lashley said, no, I'm not doing this, so he tags himself in, spears one of the Lucha House Party members, then puts them in the Hurt Lock, dominates the match and wins. And then when they're arguing, Riddle comes in, smacks Bobby Lashley, takes him down, and then runs away. So it looks like we might get Riddle versus Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship again, either next week on Raw, the week after that, or at the Royal Rumble. One of those three. Over here, we had Ricochet versus AJ Styles, and what doesn't make sense to me at all is why everybody else can declare themselves for the Royal Rumble, but then people like Drew Gulak and Ricochet have to fight AJ Styles to earn it. I don't really think that makes any sense. And that's just sad, because Ricochet is amazing. He could definitely do something cool in the Royal Rumble. But nope, he's not in it because he lost to AJ Styles. But it was still a really good match, and they still made Ricochet look strong. But basically, Ricochet was on the top rope, and he went for the 630, but then AJ knocked him down. He was on the ropes, and AJ grabbed him and did like the suplex where his gut lands on the rope. Ricochet flipped so that his legs landed on AJ Styles, and then AJ Styles did a freaking Styles Clash. That was awesome. AJ wins, but that was an awesome match. And yeah, it was just awesome. It looked really freaking awesome. Over here we had Retribution take out Xavier Woods. Again, the whole storyline purpose of this is Ali hates Kofi Kingston because Kofi took his opportunity from him for WrestleMania. Because if you don't know, Kofi Kingston was never supposed to face Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. It was supposed to be Mustafa Ali. But when he got injured, Kofi Kingston took his spot. And basically, ever since then, Ali has really done nothing. So now Ali, since his name is his whole thing is Retribution, he's getting Retribution on Kofi Kingston by taking out someone he loves every single week, and that is Xavier Woods. And yeah, poor Xavier Woods. But Kofi Kingston's gonna come back, and they'll probably fight at either WrestleMania somewhere along the line. Over here, we had Jeff Hardy, who took on Jackson Riker in the worst rivalry ever. And he was about to swanton him, but then Elias hit him, which caused Jackson Riker to get disqualified. But Jeff Hardy was laying there because he got hit. I don't have Elias or Jackson Riker, nor do I really want them as figures. So that's why Elias is not here, and Jackson Riker. And Jeff Hardy is just laying here on the mat. And now for the final thing of the night, or final thing of the review, we had the Miz and John Morrison on their weekly episode of the Dirt Sheet. They were basically saying they're having Goldberg and Drew McIntyre on the show, but no. Drew McIntyre was there, Goldberg was there, but it wasn't really Drew McIntyre and Goldberg. It was Gilberg and some random chubby guy in a skirt and a wig with a sword who pretended to be Drew McIntyre. And the funny thing was, every time the camera was on this angle, they had to blur out right here because his butt was showing, like his butt crack was hanging out, so they had to blur that out. So I thought that was pretty funny. But basically, the Miz was saying, Drew McIntyre is going to lose, Goldberg's going to lose, and the Miz is going to win and cash in for the WWE Championship. And I don't think that's going to happen. It could happen, but I really don't see Miz pinning either Drew McIntyre or Goldberg. And once again, like I say every single week, I hope to God that Drew McIntyre kills him. Like, does this. Literally off the ropes, Claymore. I hope that happens. I hope Drew McIntyre wins and keeps the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre still has not returned from his battle against COVID-19. And Goldberg has not been on Raw since Raw Legend Night, which is so stupid. He's, I challenge you for the championship, and then he just doesn't show up, which is really stupid, but hopefully the match is good. Hopefully Drew McIntyre wins. And that is it for the Monday Night Raw Weekly Setup, Episode 3. I will see you guys for Friday Night SmackDown Setup. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Friday Night SmackDown side of this video now. I just woke up, so if I sound a little different, that's why. But let's kick off Friday Night SmackDown, which was a pretty good show. Over here, we've got the Street Profits, and Sonya Deville would be here, but I don't have a figure of her. But basically, they were asking Sonya Deville if they could have the rematch. And Sonya Deville basically said, no, not until Montez Ford's leg is fully healed. Because right now, it's injured from the Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. But they will get the rematch once they are healthy. But for now, they're not having a rematch, so that sucks for the Street Profits. But they're just going to hang out backstage and do funny stuff backstage. Over here, we had Big E versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship in a pretty good match where Apollo Crews was about to win until Sami Zayn, who was handcuffed himself to the barricade. He handcuffed himself to the barricade. He was going on strike because WWE has a conspiracy theory against him, and they don't want Sami Zayn to succeed, which is kind of true. But he was basically going on strike, and the whole night he was there, or most of the night, should I say. Like the opening, Sasha Banks versus Reginald, all that stuff. But eventually, since he technically is in the feud with Big E and Apollo Crews, he comes over, Helluva kicks Apollo Crews, which is why Apollo Crews is down. Then he Helluva kicks Big E and basically says, I want the title. So maybe we're getting a triple threat match at Royal Rumble. I would honestly be pretty down to see that. But Sami Zayn is in the Royal Rumble match. He declared for it, so we might not get that. But who knows? He could wrestle twice. Who knows? Over here, we have Cesaro taking on Dolph Ziggler with Daniel Bryan on commentary. And this match was really good. The way it ended was Dolph Ziggler ran to the ropes, and then Cesaro threw him up, caught him into the neutralizer. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Cesaro wins twice in a row. Cesaro's friend Shinsuke, though, was not on the show for some reason. I have no idea where he was, what he was doing, but he was not there for some reason. Over here, King Corbin picked up a win in a boring match against Dominik Mysterio. This whole rivalry with the Mysterio family is horrible, and there's not much to be said about it. King Corbin beat Dominik Mysterio. There's no Dominik Mysterio figure yet, so it's just King Corbin celebrating. And now, for the final thing of the night, we had Adam Pearce versus Paul Heyman, of all people. And in the match, it was basically a setup for Roman Reigns to attack Adam Pearce, because in the beginning of the show, Adam Pearce was basically saying how, blah, 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 I'm not wrestling. Kevin Owens is at Royal Rumble instead. And then Roman Reigns goes, so you haven't wrestled in 4, 5, 6 years, and you're over here complaining about you're injured. Sounds like a baby to me. And Paul Heyman was laughing, so Adam Pearce goes, what are you laughing at, Paul? I can take it from Roman, but not from you. And Roman goes, if you're disrespecting Paul Heyman, you're disrespecting me, which means you're disrespecting my family. So they basically get into a whole thing, and Paul Heyman says, I'll fight you one-on-one. So in the main event, it was Adam Pearce versus Paul Heyman. But then Roman Reigns came down and started beating the crap out of him. He drug him all through the arena to the Thunderdome and everything. And then Kevin Owens comes out, beats the crap out of him, stuns him in the ring, then runs into the ring while Roman Reigns is over here at the barricade, runs around, stunners him right there, and then puts him through the table with a pop-up powerbomb to end the show. That was awesome. SmackDown was pretty good. And that is going to be it for our weekly review. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, turn on the post notifications, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.